my name is Zeke Namowski, the CEO of Creatively Innovative, and today we're going to talk about how to grow your dental practice in 2024. So in 2023, the average practice it only grew 2% based on a study from Dental Intelligence. You can see it right here above me. So it ranges from the bottom 10% of people only grew negative 11%, well, didn't grow, they subtracted, and the top 10% grew 19%. So why is there such a big difference in growth? Well, let's dive into it. So the industry average for dental practices is to spend about 1.5 to 3% of monthly production in a rural market or 3 to 5% in a large metropolitan area. And so if you have a dental practice that's not spending any money on marketing, they're going to be on the lower end, most likely. It doesn't mean they will, but it's very possible. And the guys that are most aggressive in their marketing are in that top 10%. Because the more you spend on marketing, the more you'll be able to grow and have consistent growth. So let's dive into what will help you grow your dental practice in 2024. So the very top way to grow your practice is going to be to get new patients from Google. Now there's multiple ways to get people from Google. There's Google Ads, there's search engine optimization of your website to rank on Google, and also there's local service ads. Then there's the map pack, and that is where your Google business profile sits. That's where you see your dental practice listing, the reviews, and people are able to click on it. They can call, they can get directions. All of these are different ways on Google that people could come find you. Now, which one is going to be able to give you the best results in the fastest amount of time? Well, Google Ads, you can bid on an exact keyword. So for instance, if someone were to look up the word dental practice near me, dental practice, dental clinic, business, like they could look up any of those different terms, you could be bidding on those keywords and bring your website to the very top of Google. And when they click on that ad, they will then go to your website or a landing page and be able to find information about your business and give you a call. This is the very fastest way to get business off of Google. Now, when it comes to Google local service ads, that's a different type of Google ad, but it actually comes even above Google ads in certain markets. So basically, in a large market, you might find that there is some Google guarantees that you see on there. It says Google guarantees it. And basically, that dental practice has gone through a system to be able to advertise up there. And what that means is that they were able to submit their information. So you have to usually submit background checks on employees, and you have to submit your insurance, and you're practicing. And there's so many different things that they ask of you. Now, your Google business profile on the map is going to come right below those Google ads. And that's actually where a lot of people end up getting a lot of their business. Because the person with the most Google reviews is most likely going to be called the most because it's like, hey, why is this business doing so well? So it's very important that when you have your business listing out there, that you're asking your clients for reviews. And then the final one that we're going to talk about in more in depth is also SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization of your website. And this is the ability to get your website to rank when someone searches any of those keywords. It takes a little bit longer than Google Ads to do, but it is a very good way to do it, get big because it doesn't cost you for clicks, and it actually can get you quite a bit more volume because many people may not click on the ads itself. So let's dive into each of these. Let's start with Google Ads. So the cost per click for each of these keywords is actually going to vary quite a bit. So it depends on the competition of your area. So let's give an example. If you're in a small town in, say, South Dakota, you have a much lower cost per click because you have less competition than if you were running an ad in, say, Dallas, and you have many different practices running ads at the same time, and they're all bidding up the keywords. The cost per click is going to be higher. Now, the amount you pay per lead is going to vary because it really depends on your website and landing page experience. Many dental practices may not put as high of a focus on the dental practice's website, and so the website may not convert as well. And so the user experience on that site is going to be critical to determine who's going to actually call you. So if you were to have a website with a nice clean background and lots of good bullet points, and you're going to have photos on it as well, you're going to want to be able to convert that traffic. Now, if you were to do a landing page, for instance, you might have the ability to optimize it further. So when you think about it, it's like when someone comes to your office, are they more likely to use you because you have a really nice modern background and updated paint and even the furniture, or are you a dental practice that's a little bit older and maybe it doesn't have as many updates? And so certain people are going to be more inclined to use your service. And so that's why it's critical when you're running paid traffic to your website or landing page that you have a really good customer experience for them. And so that means good logo, good design, good colors, nice call to actions, and then more people will call your business. You might even want to make sure that your reviews are very prominent on that landing page as well, so that people that come into your business see, wow, this guy has 182 reviews, and you show them so that they have a trust in your business. You might also want to show them exactly what medical insurance providers that you take, so that they know right up front, like, hey, if I call this business, I know they're going to take this is a dental practice. They're going to take my insurance. And so Google Ads, you pay per click, but then the conversion rate is all dependent on how you set up your campaign. And so when it comes down to the cost per lead, that's what's going to vary based upon how well you convert those clicks into an actual phone call from your patient. So that's the high level view of how Google Ads works. And so now we're going to switch into your website. It's going to be very similar to Google Ads, but when it comes to search engine optimization, it's not paying per click. It's about your relevancy on Google. How do you gain higher relevancy? Well, let's think about your website. Does your website actually tell people where you're located? For instance, at the top of your website, you might say, putting smiles on patients, helping the community, a dental practice that specializes in XYZ. But do you actually tell them that you're a dental practice in the city? You may not. And that doesn't give Google very much hope to know exactly where they should rank you. And so, for instance, how does Google know that they should rank you over your competitor? Well, you have to have topical relevancy. You're going to need to make sure that you have good content on every single page of your site. For instance, if on your homepage you have everything about your dental practice, but you don't use the word dentist, dental, all those different keywords, then there's not going to be a lot of topical relevancy there. There might be some context to Google, but it's missing the main keywords. And then think about all the services that you offer. When you think of all the different services, maybe cosmetic, orthodontics, perio, all these different options should be its own individual page. You should not have a single page on your site that simply just says services. You need to make sure that you actually have a page for each of these things, such as the cleanings, the x-rays, broken tooth. And when you do that, you're then showing Google that you are relevant for dentistry. And particularly, you'll be relevant in that area if you use keywords such as the city name. So if you're trying to rank in Dallas, obviously Dallas is a big city. You wouldn't put exactly Dallas, but you might say dentist in Plano, Texas. And you might say dental cleanings, x-rays in Plano, Texas. And so you have to show Google that not only are you relevant to the dental niche, but also to that area. And by doing that, it's going to rank your website higher so that you can get more traffic to your site. But going back to the landing page, you have to have a great user experience. People should be able to easily find a phone number and a way to contact you right from your website. And really think about where that mobile feel the willingness is. Is the phone prominent? Is it only at the top of the page or is it throughout the page? How often are you showing it? On the contact page, do you have a phone number and the form, or is it only a form? Do you only allow people to book online? You have to really think about your consumers. What do they want to do? And you might want them to book online, but they might want to talk to you. And so you have to give them both of those options. So to recap, Google Ads is pay per click, and search engine optimization of your website is about ranking your site organically. Now, we talked about Google Business Profile before, right? We talked about the map section. And people always talk about optimizations. And I hear a lot of people that are using really vague terms. They're like, you got to opt, and you have to make sure it's all filled out. Well, Google Business Profile isn't going to just magically show up at the top by you simply saying, yes, I do dental services. Here's a few things that I do. It actually has to do with your website. So your website's content we just spoke about making sure it has relevant pages and the cities on it. Well, those keywords and the topical relevancy of your site actually help your Google Business Profile rank higher on maps. And so that's why it's key to have both a good website and a well optimized business profile. That means you're going to have everything filled out. You're going to have a good description. You're going to have all the different options available. You're going to be able to put actual pictures or listing on there. Don't use stock images at all. And once you have both of those, you're going to be able to rank well in maps and in the search results. Now, how do you get people to actually come to your website or your business profile? Well, it comes down to the reviews. When you're in practice and you have, say, 386 reviews, and a competitor only has 30, who do you think they're going to click on more? And the website that gets clicked on more, or practice, in order to be called, is going to end up ranking higher over time. So for instance, if you have 300 reviews, everyone's clicking on your business profile, you have lots of traffic to your site, that's actually going to help rank your site. Now, some people are like, oh, I have a better site, I have a better content, I have better this or that. Well, the thing is at the end of the day, it really matters on how many people are actually visiting you. So building up your brand awareness is also going to help as well. So I'm going to move away from the Google side of things, where we talk about only the Google ads, SEO, and the Google business profile. I'm going to move into brand awareness. So the brand awareness would be something from social media or local sponsorships, community events, or even holiday parades, if you would. And these advertising platforms, they're going to give you the best bang for your buck right off the bat, but I have to mention them because if people know about your service and people are referring you and you're being talked about, it's going to drive more clicks to your Google business profile or your website. And so that's why it is good to stay relevant in your area. Now, when it comes to which ones you start out with, here's where I would start. Google Ads is going to have the fastest results. It's going to have the best return on your investment, and that's where I would start at the very top. Then, after you max out your Google Ads, that means maybe you have a 10-mile radius around your practice and you're spending a few $1,000s on it. Maybe in a larger city, you're spending even more. And you max that out and you're getting as many new patients as you possibly can. And you're like, I still want more. I would then look at local service ads to be your secondary when it comes to a larger city. A small city, you're probably not going to actually have it show up. If you don't see anything with Google Guarantee in your area popping up at the top above Google Ads, then it might not even be relevant to you to even try working on it. So it's kind of those options where it depends on your area. It depends if you actually see it, see if other people are in there. And then I would move into search engine optimization as your secondary. So Google Ads first, and your secondary would be search engine optimization. That's where you're going to make sure your website has a really good topical relevancy for your area and for all the services that you offer at your practice. And then beyond that, I would go into social and the brand awareness for your area. And so when it comes to what you do first, it really depends on your budget and how you want to do it. If you're someone that's already well established and you're like, hey, I already do some of these things, you might want to just do all of them up front. But if you want the highest bang for your buck, start with Google Ads, then move to SEO, and then move to sponsoring things. And now, if you like these tips and you want to learn more about them, look around for other videos that we'll have on our YouTube channel. So make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, as we'll be uploading more information to dive deeper into how you can use each of these platforms. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe now.